Hello there folks, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I am your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. Welcome to a chilly winter's day here in southern England. Winter is still very much has its grip upon us, and you feel the chilly days, and today it's a little bit damp as well, hence I'm wearing an overcoat. But many people think you can't be sharp and dapper at this time of year because we tend to wear more neutral coloured overgarments. But that's not true. You can still be a smart and well turned out, intentionally well dressed man, irrespective of the environmental challenges which we face in the winter time. Now today it's one of my Am I a Chap series. Now these are the videos where people will send me an image, and in so doing they give me the opportunity to make some observations and some comments upon the way that they have dressed for us. Now this isn't a critique, right? I'm not aiming to pull apart anybody's attire. This is all about inspiring us other gentlemen to be motivated by the clothing which these dapper fellows have chosen, and perhaps it might cause us to raise our game. Now today's Am I a Chap recipient of my attention is a gentleman called Ron. Now I know Ron, he's one of my patrons and we interact over there on my Patron channel. In addition to that, he has featured on this series previously, but in perhaps more temperate clothing. But today Ron has shared something of his life story with us, and also his winter attire. And believe me, he's a smart man. So let me just tell you something about Ron. I'll show you his image at the same time. So Ron says, here is a summary of my life. I enlisted in the United States Air Force in 1966, in which I served for 20 years. During my tour in Germany between 1976 and 1979, and 1981 and 1984, I contracted a virus which caused me to retain water weight. In 1986, when I retired, I weighed 225 pounds, and over time I gained weight and eventually weighed 385 pounds, so a considerable weight gain, when I was diagnosed with chronic heart failure. In 1989, I was told I wouldn't make it for another 3 to 5 years. I was not about to give up, so I worked hard and I lost weight until by 2010 I was 217 pounds. However, I was hospitalised and told that I needed a heart transplant. From 2010 to 2013, I had a heart pump fitted in my chest to circulate the blood for me as my heart was not functioning. During my wait for a heart, I lost more weight and dropped to 197 pounds. In June 2013, I got a heart from a donor. Since then, I've had no problems, and I now weigh 167 pounds. I play golf 4 times a week and go to the gym 3 times a week. I am in the best shape of my life, and I have enclosed a photograph of myself and my overcoat that I bought in London in 1978. It's a beautiful coat. And this comes from Ron, who now lives in Florida. So let's have a look at this sharply dressed gentleman, Ron. And you've seen his image. Here he is in his winter finery. And I don't know just how cold it may get in Florida, but certainly it's probably warmer than it is here in the United Kingdom. However, you are dressed for any eventuality that the environment is likely to throw at you. So as ever, let's look at Ron's outfit and just break down how this dapper man goes about setting a standard for others to follow. So let's look at the shoes, where the rubber meets the road, quite literally. And I mean, you can tell the sort of character that Ron is by the shoes he has chosen. And what we see here is a pair of full wingtip brogues. Now that doesn't adequately describe these shoes because there's a lot more theatre to these footwear. What we look at here is a pair of full wingtip brogues, yes they are, but they are also in a rich navy colour, that is immediately apparent, And the vamp of the shoe, that's the sort of center part, just below the lacing system, is made of a material. Funnily enough, I was in a store yesterday in Cardiff looking at some brogues like this, and I noticed there were quite a few of this type of brogue where there is a material vamp on the shoe increasingly being offered for sale, because I think they offer a bit more character, a bit more personality for the individual who's wearing them. And certainly it makes these shoes, in my opinion, the signature item of this ensemble of clothing that Ron is wearing today. They are very avant-garde and very interesting. They've got a contrasting coloured sole, so we can see that the heel of the shoe and the sole of the shoe is made of a light material, a light tan leather. And of course, as I say, it's a derby style shoe, which means the laces or the lacing system is overlapped on flaps, opposed to being part of the integral lacing of the shoe like an Oxford would be. But I think these are really stylish, and as I say, quite showbiz really. These are shoes that you will not see every day. They will attract the attention, so you've got to be a little bit careful in respects of how you wear them. Not necessarily for a funeral or a high-powered business meeting, but certainly on a day where you're looking to be dapper and well-dressed and to set the standards for others. It's going to work. Lice. And obviously, I can't not mention the fact that there's a beautiful luster and a good shine on those shoes. So looking good, Ron. Moving up the body, we see just that sort of from the knee down, we see that Ron is wearing a pair of dark-coloured trousers with a window pane check on them. They look to be maybe charcoal in colour to me, which would be in keeping with the rest of the outfit. But I like the window pane check. It's not something you see all that often these days. And certainly if they were just black trousers, they would be totally innocuous. But having that window pane checking upon them, it really ties in with the hyper stylish shoes as well. So really stylish, very good. It's setting out the stall of a man who enjoys dressing well. Now, whilst I say that the shoes are the signature item in this outfit, the largest item which you're wearing, which is going to attract the attention, particularly in this modern world where everybody tends to wear thick down or puffer jackets, you don't often see a good quality overcoat. And even less so will you see a double-breasted overcoat in this day and age. They seem to be something of a bygone era. And as Ron says, he bought this coat in London in 1978 when I was 8 years of age. So I think he made a considered and very wise investment, because what we see here is a full length overcoat which extends just below the length of the knee. It's double-breasted, it's got peak lapels, and it's in a wonderful charcoal colour, it appears to be a worsted sort of woolen material. Most likely it's a cashmere woolen blend, I would suggest, as most coats of this kind are. And it's a great fit. Remember, an overcoat has to fit over a suit jacket or a tweed jacket or whatever, so they tend to be sized up a little. Always recommend trying on an overcoat before you buy, and underneath that overcoat, when you try it on, make sure you're wearing what you're likely to be wearing in the winter months when you're going to wear that overcoat. And whilst the overcoat itself is a kind of neutral garment, it's a neutral colour, charcoal grey, and it's quite a simple cut. It has got some little nuances to it which are actually quite stylish, particularly the peak lapels. I think they really, quite broad lapels, and they work very well. And yeah, it's a really nice overcoat. Cut nicely up the body, so there's enough room to wear a nice scarf on a cool day. And yeah, what can I say? It's a classic example of a beautiful double-breasted overcoat, flat pockets, but double-breasted button fastening. Really good effort. The only other things we can see, of course, on the lapel, Ron has taken the opportunity, as I would always recommend people do. I've started wearing a boutonniere on my own overcoat in winter because the lapels are quite large. There's a lot of sartorial real estate going for the asking here. And you can put on a boutonniere, you can put on a somewhat largish, it looks to be like a metal or metallic lapel adornment that Ron is wearing here. So some sort of badge, could be anything, could be an association to a charity or any other body that you're a member of. We know Ron is a military veteran. He could wear a military veteran's badge of some distinction there, which indicates his association with a body of people. But whatever the case is, that little flash of colour on the lapel enlivens the upper part of his outfit, and it brings it to life. I think it just looks good. Look, there's not much else to see here, really. We can see that Ron has got a sort of lighter blue shirt with a striped club or rep style tie, probably got a blazer or something underneath. We do get to see what he's wearing underneath in just a moment. But all in all, I would say that what Ron is dressed here in a fashion of a very stylish man who is out for the day, strolling the streets. You can tell he's stylish by the shoes he's wearing, the trousers with that window pane check, but he's coupled that with a very traditional, very conservative outer coat. His double-breasted wool or cashmere wool overcoat. I think he's really nailed it. Looking good. Arm length is perfect. Length of the garment is perfect. The colour is ideal because it'll go with anything. Really knocked it out of the park there, Ron. And just so we get the full picture, let's just see what Ron is wearing under that. And here we get maybe what we wanted to see. We see now the full extent of those window pane check trousers, and they are quite dark in colour, but he's coupled that with a sort of black double-breasted blazer or a jacket of sorts. And again, in keeping with the overcoat he was wearing, we've got large peak lapels, quite wide, emblematic of maybe perhaps something which was made a couple of decades ago, but it's a great fit for Ron. He's wearing it in his breast pocket. We see that he's got a nice little pocket square in the chaos fold, the puff fold, just stuffed in the pocket nonchalantly, a little bit of sprezzatura, looking good. The tie, we see the full extent of the tie now, but we can also see that halfway down the tie there is a tie retainer, so a little chain around the tie with a badge or adornment on it which holds the tie in place. You don't see these that often these days, but every so often when you see one, a little bit of style thrown in, a little bit of personality. And on the lapel of that jacket which he has got on, I see two metal lapel adornments. Now, I'm not au fait with American military insignia or regalia, but I believe these to be small enamelled emblems of maybe a full-size medal of some kind indicating Ron's military service. And two there, telling everybody that he is a proud member of the veterans community and looking rather smart in so doing. And yep, a really good execution of an outfit. And actually, just to nail it home just how smart Ron is, he did send me just another image as well, and I'll just reflect on this to show that it's not all about being super smart when you dress for a casual day. So let's just look at Ron's outfit here, and this is something you could wear day to day, going to the shops, going out for no particular reason at all. Let's just see what Ron has got on. And here we see on the feet sort of a dark tan coloured double monk strap shoe with a bit of burnishing towards the toe cap, giving the shoe a lot of character and interest on the eye. Again, and is often the case, making the footwear the signature items on this outfit. Now, as we move up, we can see that Ron has taken the choice to wear denim jeans. And Ron is a gentleman of advanced years, that's obvious. He served, he joined the military in 1966, so we can only estimate his age. He's certainly got a few decades under his belt, a couple beyond my own age, but he still wears a pair of jeans with pride and passion, that's for sure. And you can see that these jeans, he's taken the tips which a gentleman should always do if you're wearing jeans in later life. And that is, he's gone for a fairly fitted jean, so it's not baggy, it's not too tight, it's a good fit for his own body type. In addition to that, he's gone for a darker colour. A sort of indigo blue colour is always going to be more fetching the older you get. Stay away from light or stonewashed jeans. That's for the younger person. As we get a little older, I would suggest we go to a darker colour. It's more fetching for us as we advance in years. On the upper half of the body, we see Ron is wearing a blazer, as I would describe it, or an odd jacket, a sports jacket. And it is, again, a sort of window pane check. It's a lighter colour. It looks to be like a grey colour, but that window pane check to it, quite large plaid in effect, really adds a lot of character and personality to the outfit. We can also see that it has contrasting elbow patches in a dark looks to be a black colour, which again adds interest to the outfit. It's notched lapel, single-breasted, 2-button fastening, a really good casual everyday wearing jacket. It's a nice fit to Ron. The sleeve length is perfect, finishing where it does. Good fit across the shoulders, complementary to the physique. We know Ron takes attention in his appearance, going to the gym several times a week, playing golf. Ron, I'm going to suggest here, you're probably fitter than I am at the moment. Well done to you, sir. Particularly for a man who has had a heart transplant, no less. You know, let's be honest, that's a significant health setback which you've overcome and turned into a success in your life. Looking totally smart indeed, loving it. In the pocket square, interesting little breast pocket rather, little pocket square on display, 2 little peaks there in contrasting colours, white and light blue. Obviously a bit of effort gone into the folding of the pocket square and it looks good. What can you say? Great. On the actual lapel, just by the buttonhole, we see another little adornment, a little metallic badge of some kind. Again, if you've got a lapel, why not decorate it for the world to see? And I think it looks rather smart. But now, for a chilly autumn day, as we can see here by the leaves on the ground behind you, it's a cooler time of year. And in order to retain the right clothing for the environment, Ron has gone for what I would describe, what we would call a polo neck sweater here in the UK. You might call it turtleneck or whatever, wherever you are. But certainly a sweater which sits higher up on the neck area, protecting the neck, keeping the body warm, in a sort of navy colour here, entirely in keeping with those indigo blue jeans that you're wearing. Again, Ron, you've nailed it. I can see you've got a watch and a ring on the fingers here as well, so you've adorned yourself in a nice way. For me, the standout feature, the shoes. My eyes are drawn to the shoes. Nice, perfect colouring, nice burnishing towards the toe cap. It looks as smart as a man could hope to be. A lovely autumn everyday outfit there by Ron, a gentleman who is at ease in his attire and in his body. Thank you, Ron, for sharing your images with us today. You're very much the chap, no doubt about that at all. Cutting a dash on the streets in Florida, wherever it is you live, I'm sure you get many an admiring glance off the people who you pass on the street in a daily basis. So, there we go. Thank you, Ron. Really appreciate you sending those images in. You've taught us a lesson in style today. Now, if you would like me to pass some objective observations on your ensemble, be it winter, summer, or whatever time of year, please, by all means, send me your images in. As large as you can, and when I say large, I mean as much definition as possible, from head to toe, in exactly the same way as Ron has. It'll allow me to share your outfit and inspire and encourage other men to reach your standards of being an intentionally well-dressed man. And you'll find my email address on the screen and in the show notes below. So, thank you. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, don't forget to click the subscribe button. You can support the channel by just buying me a coffee, it's a one-off thing, or becoming a patron, just like Ron is. And you get additional interaction with me over on my Patreon channel, in addition to extra videos which I produce each and every week for my patrons as well. So until the next time, take care. Dress with pride and passion, just like Ron, the man with panache in abundance. And I will see you all again very soon.